Shri Gurave Namaha. In this Nitya Chintana session, we will discuss about Vaidhi and Raganuga Bhakti. So different devotees have different conceptions about this, and based on that they ask various questions. If we practice Vaidhi Bhakti, do we automatically graduate to Raganuga Bhakti? And I am doing Vaidhi Bhakti, still I experience various kinds of emotions. So they ask different kinds of questions. But then first we have to understand the context of mentioning these two things in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Srila Rupa Goswami. Why he is distinguishing Bhakti into Vaidhi and Raganuga, there is a context to it. So if we understand that, we can understand what actually he is trying to tell us and where exactly he is leading us when he is introducing us the Braj Bhakti. So we'll do Chintana on that.
So first we will explain Vaidhi and Raganuga Bhakti. So Vaidhi Bhakti is motivated by Vidhi and Nisheda from the Vedas. Vidhi Nishedatmakam Veda, which means the devotee is focused. Guru is telling him, do this, do that, all of this. And this is how he is doing whatever he is told by Guru. Do this rule, don't do that rule. And Raga is motivated by Raga, which means the attachment or attraction. But in Vaidhi Bhakti itself, there is no such thing as pure Vaidhi. In Vaidhi itself also it's element of Raga. For example, in the Sri Sampradaya, which is following the Varnashrama Dharma, and there they are following according to their respective duties, they are following
according to their respective positions in the Varnashrama, like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, or Brahmacharya, Garhasya, Sannyasa and all. So according to their respective positions, so they follow the injunctions which are given in the Shastra for that position, right?
So there, before they are starting to do any ritual, they will do sankalpa and they will utter the mantra Bhagavat Agyaya Bhagavat Kain Karyena Rupena Bhagavat Prityartam. So here in first stanza it is said, because of his order I am doing this activity,
Bhagavat
Agyaya Bhagavat Kain Karyena Rupena, because I do this as his seva, as his service, and Bhagavat Prityartha means I do it for his pleasure, in order to please him. So here we can see this element of priti, or desire to please, even in Vaidhi Bhakti is there. So
he is basically saying that Bhagavad Ajnaya means this injunction which I am following, this karma which I am doing following the order of the Lord. So here the Vidhi is coming. Because of the Vidhana of the Lord in the Veda, I am doing this. The Vaidhi aspect is coming. But apart from that, he is also saying that Kainkarya means, Kinkara means servant. So I consider myself as a servant of the Lord. He is also considering himself as a Brahmana Kshatriya. But he is also considering himself as a servant also. Servant of the Lord. And he is doing Kainkarya. Kainkarya means the activity done by a Kinkara. Servant is Seva. So I am doing it as Seva also, he is saying. So can you elaborate on Seva?
So this Priti, Priti comes from Prim Tarpana, which means Yasminu Desha Rochamana Pravrti, tendency in me to give pleasure to the object of my worship, which is my Lord. So this is the so why this why we are doing activity in order to please, because the we want to make our object of love prasanna, which means give him pleasure in order to receive prasad. So what is this prasad? It is priti or prema, and this is the antaranga shakti of the Lord, internal potency or hladini shakti, which is prema. So because Shri Krishna is the relisher of love and the giver of love also. Rasyate asvadayati iti rasa, rasayati asvadayati rasa. He is receiving their love from the devotees, and he himself relishes his love for his devotees. So this element in Vaidhi Bhakti, in order to do activity for pleasure of the Lord, this element is element of raga in the Vaidhi itself. Because Shri Krishna is the relisher of love, and he is not attracted by the rituals itself, he becomes attentive to the devotee who is performing this activity with the eagerness or with the ulasa, with the desire to give him a pleasure. And this is element of raga in the Vaidhi. And the devotee who is performing the rituals, he himself has no devotion or bhakti in himself, within himself, because bhakti is in the parikaras of the Lord, those who are situated in a consciousness, or who are completely conscious entities. So, following the order of the Guru, he is performing his vidhi and nishedas with the desire to attain this priti, with the desire to attain the priti and to attain the raga or attachment for the Lord. So, by doing this, his antakarana shuddhi will take place, which means the impurities, raga and dvesha, which are there in him, will slowly go away, and instead of that will be replaced with that raga, which that will be a result of performing Vaidhi Bhakti with the intention to attain the raga. So now, when Guru and Hari, they see the intention of the devotee, they will become prasanna, and this prasanna will turn into prasad, and will be directed to the devotee who was making an effort to give them pleasure. And this is how this raga will become manifested within the heart of a devotee. So,
and after that, whatever Vaidhi he is doing, Vidhi Nisheda which he is following, he will do out of raga once he gets that drop of this thing. So the conclusion from all this is, what is working in Vaidhi Bhakti is,
what is working is Vaidhi Bhakti is this element of raga actually. So now because the devotee has this desire to give the pleasure of the Lord and to cultivate this raga, the Rasika saints or Braja Rasiks, they are brought this concept Raganuga Bhakti, in which the focus is directly in cultivation of raga, without focusing on Vidhi and Nishedas. So, and the method of Raganuga Bhakti is given by Srila Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And I want to say also this, even in Srila Prabhupada's books of Upadeshamrita, which is the instruction by Srila Rupa Goswami, the last point, last instruction is same point when he says the essence of all instruction is this: seva sadhaka rupena siddha rupena chatrahi tadbhava lipsuna karyam vrajaloka anusarata. So here, this seva sadhaka rupena, entire primary point is given in cultivation this bhav, which parikaras of Brajavasi they have.
Tadbhava lipsa.
Tadbhava lipsa. Lipsa means with the desire to attain. So they are performing the activity with the desire to attain the mood of Brajavasis by following the in the footsteps of Ragatmikas. So wherever there is love, this love is manifested as seva and artha bhavana, because only someone who has love, he can do seva. And seva means with the desire, as we said many times. Seva is done when you have desire within yourself to please the object of love. Otherwise it is just a work. Work either for my pleasure, or either I finish as soon as possible so that I can do my own things. So seva is we are making clear this point here. Seva is only done when somebody who is a sevya, which means servant. And he is a servant because he has bhav, desire to please. So this is, and second thing is artha bhavana, which means that he is doing out of that emotion which is coming by doing artha bhavana, thinking of meditating on Krishna's gunas. Just like in example of Brajavasis, wherever we hear how they performing the seva for Shri Krishna, there is always seva with the artha bhavana of Krishna's beauty, of his cunning nature, of his loving expressions, or what he did for them. And they are discussing among each other, oh, you know what Krishna did it to me, and oh yes, also he did to me similar thing. So this is the actual artha bhavana.
Yes, we also discussed this point. Please go back and listen to that offering bhoga. I think it is Nitya Chintana one, where we discussed how when we are cooking for the Lord, we should do artha bhavana, that with this food, Lord is going to be pleased. He is going to release all those things, and He is going to give me prasada. Then I will get the priti, with which I will be able to do more seva. This artha bhavana. No? So this artha bhavana is an integral aspect of Raganuga Bhakti. Right.
So now, this love, it is not doable for us. But the manifestation of love, which is seva and artha bhavana, this we can practice. So therefore, Guru or our teacher is teaching us how to do seva and artha bhavana, and we are actually not able to do either seva nor artha bhavana, but we are doing sadhana of seva and artha bhavana the way how we are told by Guru. And what happens is, as we also explained, but repetition of good things is desirable. What happens when we are doing the seva and artha bhavana, sadhana of seva and artha bhavana, the antakarana shuddhi takes place, which means the impurities which are not allowing us to do things out of love are getting away, and instead of them, what are these impurities? We also explained this is the Kam, Krodha, Lobha. This is our nature of the mind. So by making an effort to follow the way how Guru is teaching us, so Antakarana Shuddhi takes place, which means impurities are going away, and instead of them there's coming the raga or attachment by the grace of the Guru and Hari. So that means when they, as we explained before in the case of Vaidhi Bhakti, the same thing is here. When Guru is pleased, his pleasure turns to prasana, which comes to us as a prasad in the form of raga. So we feel attachment for Shri Krishna,
and that becomes the propelling force in future, and that is how it becomes Raganuga Bhakti. Initially you are doing it for raga in order to attain raga, and now you do the same seva and arthabhana out of raga, because they are the manifestations of raga. They happen naturally with you. Okay.
So now it is not proper to think that by doing the Vaidhi Bhakti I will attain Raganuga Bhakti. Because as we said before, this Raganuga Bhakti, Raga itself, it is situated within the Rasik Guru. Somebody who has attained this Raga, somebody who is doing the Seva, and somebody who is relishing the Lord's Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila and Dham. So by his kripa, and only by his kripa, we can get this raga for the pleasure of the Lord.
Yeah.
And so now the first step in the Raganuga Bhakti is the reconstitution of the self, which means on our intellectual level we try to understand first of all that if we want to follow this path of Raganuga Bhakti, we have to give up the material identification of the body.
Such as I am a Brahmana, I am a Kshatriya, I am a Brahmachari. You have to give up all these identities and you take
I am the Atma, I am a Dasa, and I am the Parikara. So this Atmatva, the love is situated within the Atma. So therefore the Atman, identification is Atma is necessary. That love is also instituted within the Dasatva. So therefore we identify ourselves with the Dasa and Parikara in order to desire, with the desire to attain the same bhava as the Parikaras, this Parikaratva is there. So now, when we doing our activity with this identity, I am a Dasa, I am a Atma, I am a Dasa, I am a Parikara, then we will slowly get into this identification or adapt this identity and act as an Dasa and the Parikara and Atma. And this Raga will come to us. So this is the part of Raganuga Bhakti. But if somebody following the Vaidhi Bhakti and he is remaining in the body, which means he is not making attempt to cultivate the Raga, which is present in both, as we now explained, which is the element which will keep you in the Bhakti itself. So when somebody just on the surface performs the Vidhi Nishedas without cultivating Raga, inevitably the because he is not making attempt to give prasana to object of love, Sri Krishna and Guru, and consequently there will be no prasad, then mind will again start looking backwards and looking for the pleasure in material activities. So
finally, from all this, what we can understand is that in Raganuga Bhakti, when I reconstitute myself as Atma Dasa and Parikara, I need not follow any injunctions that are given to me by the Veda based on my birth, right? If I am born in a Brahmin family, so if I am doing Vaidhi Bhakti, then I will be doing all the rituals which are there given to me for the Brahmana. And in this path, I don't have to follow any of these things. So in 16th century, what they did is that, now another point comes here. Can you elaborate that this, in 16th century, it was being taught to people who are following Varnashrama Dharma. That is why, even though Srila Rupa Goswami is leading us to pure Raganuga Bhakti, and he is also teaching us Uttama Bhakti as against Karma Mishra Bhakti done by people who are in Varnashrama Dharma. So he floated this concept of Uttama Bhakti because even in the Karma Mishra Bhakti or Jnana Mishra Bhakti or Yoga Mishra Bhakti, it is the Bhakti which works, right? So that is why he is saying that when it is the Bhakti which works in all these things, why not do straight away Uttama Bhakti? Why not do Shuddha Bhakti? Right? So since it is the Preeti which works, why not do straight away do Raganuga Bhakti? But then, because in the 16th century he was teaching this to people who are following Varnashrama Dharma, he cannot suddenly ask people to give up all injunctions according to your position, Varnashrama Dharma, and then switch and only do Raganuga Bhakti. So for that purpose, what happened? The Vaidhi elements of Varnashrama Dharma are brought into the this Bhakti also, Braj Bhakti also. So now within Braj Bhakti, two categories were made. Actually, Vaidhi belongs to the Varnashrama. It does not belong to Uttama Bhakti or Shuddha Bhakti at all. When I consider myself as the Atma Dasa Parikara, Amsha of the Lord, and He is my beloved, automatically the only thing that I have to do, what is my karma? To love Him. And how I love Him? By doing seva and artha bhavana for my Guru. Whatever seva my Guru gives, I do that. And whatever artha bhavana of from the nama rupa guna lila dham parikara He gives me, I practice that, and then it turns into a bhava inside me. And whatever seva I do, whatever seva which is given to my Guru, it turns into doing seva with raga. So it turns into Raganuga Bhakti. So actually I don't need to follow any Vaidhi Bhakti at all. But this is possible only if you have a Rasik Guru in your life. Because he has Raga, he will not teach you Vaidhi Bhakti. He will straight away teach you Raganuga Bhakti, and then he will straight away teach you how to cultivate Raga from Seva and Artha Bhavana. But a person who doesn't have Raga, because Seva and Artha Bhavana is done out of Raga, he will neither be able to teach you Seva or Artha Bhavana. He will only give you certain injunctions which are given in the Shastra. So that is why for those people, his main aim of the Braja Rasiks is to lead us to Raganuga Bhakti. But then because Srila Rupa Goswami, the Gaudiya Sampradaya at that time was addressing to people in Varnashrama Dharma, it is newly they were introducing all these things. They cannot abruptly reject all the injunctions that are given in Veda. So what they did, they took all the injunctions which are there for Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya, and then applied them to devotee. And that is how you can see that Srila Rupa Goswami gives various injunctions of Vaidhi